also share their different experience in with regard to the impact of digitalizations on their respective industry. So let's begin by a short introduction for our panelists. Appreciate you. You can all tell the audience how engaged are you in the area of specialized digitalization in the work that you're doing. So may I invite Mr. Rapid to first start.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rapid Sun. I'm a Vice President of National Institute of Post, Telecom and ICT. And our institute is under the Ministry of Post and Telecom. And currently we are working on the ICT entrepreneurship and promoting the startup in Cambodia. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Enough already. Good morning, everyone. My name is Phnom Penh. I'm the CEO of Bongloi Payments. Bongloi is a open API payment infrastructure. For those who don't know what an API is it's basically an application programming interface. In simplest term, just imagine you go into a restaurant, the waiter gives you a menu, you order some food, the waiter takes it to the kitchen tells the waiter, here's the food. The API is actually the waiter, where that's what we do, we just relaying information back and forth, but in the payment space. And so what we do is we build the infrastructure that enables all of the different entrepreneurs to develop on top of the infrastructure to be able to accept online payments.
Thank you, Mr. Kinder. Right, just a short notice on the format of our discussion this morning. So I'm going to ask each panelist a few questions to start the discussion, to warm up the discussion, and each panelist will have around 5 minutes to respond to each question. And we will leave around half of the discussion time, around 30 minutes, for you guys to also provide your comments, share your experience, and also ask the question to our panelists as well. So without further delay, let me throw the first question to Mr. Rapid, representative from the government. I think one way to understand where we are in terms of the digitalization status in Cambodia is to understand what kind of initiative, mechanism, or policy has the government put in place and are planning to introduce to kind of provide an enabling environment for the digitalized economy to progress faster. So, Mr. Rapid, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Pekadei, for the question. So I would like to give you a briefing about the MPTC, also the National Institute of Post, Telecom and ICT. As the Dr. Pekadei made a presentation earlier, that the statistic of the mobile penetration in Cambodia, about 19 million people, user, and the penetration of the internet is around 9 million, and it is more than 65% of the population. And we see that the number will be increased because the increase of the demand using of the SIM card for the IoT device, and some also internet at home also. So we in last year in 2017 we also had the 2 submarine cable connected directly to the AAE-1, Asia, Africa, Europe, and another connecting to the submarine cable called MCT, Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, connecting to the American AAG to the Malaysia. So it will be provide a lot of bandwidth to the internet, to the ISP in Cambodia. And also in terms of the law and policy and regulation, at MPTC in 2015 we adopted a law on telecommunication So in that law, the most important that we about on our law is establishment of the USO, Universal Service Obligation, and the research and development funding. So all the telco and ISP required to contribute 2% to the USO funding and 1% to the research and development funding. So as the industry, currently our industry, the revenue is mainly from the telco sector, around $800 million US. But from the ICT sector, we don't have any figure yet because of the industry. We can say it's still small, and that's why we are working to ignite the industry, the ICT industry. And beside the law on telecommunication, we had the policy, the master plan on ICT 2015-2020, and also the national development policy on ICT. So the main thing that we address on our ICT policy, one is about infrastructure. That we aim to get the broadband coverage in urban area with 100%, and the urban in rural area with 70%, and the mobile penetration 100%, and the internet penetration 80%, and the household internet penetration is 30%, and the internet of things penetration 10%. You can see that this indicator can be by 2020 it can be achieved, because currently the mobile penetration is more than 100%, and the internet penetration is more than 65%, and broadband is now you can see that in 2019 and 2020 there will be a 5G deployment, and we hope that will be the people in the province or in the remote area will get the broadband connected. And the second, about the national ICT development policy, we address this human resource development. When we're talking about the ICT, we're talking about the human resource. So we aim to have the ICT literacy for the national government at the national level at least 95%, and at the sub-national level in province, at the province or district level 75%, and the high school graduate with ICT basic skill 100%, and the human resource in ICT comparing to other skills at least 15%. And we want to have the ICT research and development expert 30 in per million population, and the rate of ICT research 10 people per million population. So we in 2017 also we adopt the 4 sub-degree. One is the sub-degree of the registration of the company operated in ICT business. One is the sub-degree on the universal service obligation, and the third the sub-degree on capacity building, research and development, and the last is about the sub-degree on the digital signature. So you can say that the industry investment is around 800 million. So we expect to get the fund for the USO about around $16 million, and for the research and development $8 million. With this budget, then the MPCC working with the other line ministry that can organize some activity to promote, especially for the capacity building, for the training, for the research and development, for the startup promotion, for the some event related to the ICT. So we can see that with all this, we want to go to the digital economy. So we still need more framework to support this ecosystem. So we have the telecommunication law, we have policy, but we still need some like the startup policy. We still need the broadband policy. We still working on the fintech policy and as well as the innovation center. Before the Khmer New Year, we just had the groundbreaking of the innovation center. The innovation center used the research and development funding to build a center with about 7,000 square meters, and after the building is completed, it will be house the co-working space. We will connect all the centralized co-working space in Phnom Penh, and we will create some supporting program like seed program, like incubator program, like accelerator program, and there will be a mentoring pool for the private sector, for the student to access. And we also want to attract the big company like Microsoft or Google to have office in Cambodia also. Yeah. So this what we are working currently, and we hope that by 2023, then we can have some foundation for kickstart the digital economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rapid, for a very comprehensive response to the question. So as we can see that there's a lot of initiative introduced by the government to create a conducive environment for digitalization to progress. And as far as I recall, the ICT master plan will be completed in 2020. So it would be interesting to see the evaluation of what progress we made based on what we planned in the master plan. So we're looking forward to that evaluation coming later. I'm gonna go to Mr. Jinda for now. I saved a tough question for you, Professor, later on. So, Mr. Jinda, I understand that your services or product or API is relatively new. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, I think it would be interesting for the audience to understand what's the application of your API in the context of Cambodia economy. What potential sector do you see will be using your API, and what impact do you think it will make on the economy of Cambodia as a whole?
Yes, thank you, Professor Parkway. So our API is, I mentioned open API. It's a big distinction between a typical API access to an open API. What it means is that we actually have a sandbox environment for you to connect to our platform, play around with it, do whatever you want to do with it, and then test the payment side. But that said, we enable companies and products, and also we enable entrepreneurs to develop different products on top of our API. Simplest way to put it, we talk about the digital economy, we talk about financial inclusion, we talk about a lot of these different things where we want to go cashless. And that's what we're looking to do, is to be a part of that, play a role in that, and we're only focusing on that infrastructure of it. So what it means is that if you are an entrepreneur and you want to develop an e-commerce website, and you want the farmer to sell that in a rural area to the city, the people from the city can go to the website and buy. The farmers will get their payment right away, and that's what we enable. And to go to Mario's point earlier about the guy building the cuckoo clock. So here in Cambodia, you can build your own cuckoo clock and sell it to the world globally and be able to collect payment from that. And so this is the product that we focus on. We focus on enabling businesses out there to just really collecting online transaction, online payments. And we're not really doing anything else. We're not going over there to try to build another business to do whatever it is that you guys are the experts in. We're just basically providing the payment